Hey, how's it going, everybody? So I am just chilling right now. Sorry for the delay. Um, but I have been kind of getting busy, trying to reorder my stream, trying to get my life in order here. Uh, you can't see, but we just set up a couple new desks on the far wall over there, and I plan on using those in the near future. But for now, I got a new bookcase, and everything is just kind of messy. So, what am I going to be doing today? Uh, cool. I'm going to be breaking my VM apparently. Sure, that'll work. And let's see what else. Let me know if the volume is a little weird. All right. So what am I going to do today? I decided that I want to try out this Red Team Recon. I went back to the initial access modules, and I was like, I have not done a single one of these, and these all look amazing. So the initial access module is about exploring the different techniques to gain initial access to a target system and network from a red teamer's perspective. In this module, we'll be covering the different techniques to gain access to a system in a simulated target network, explore a variety of popular passive reconnaissance tools, learn about techniques to weaponize files, attack passwords and logins, and practice sending a phishing campaign. Hey, we like phishing campaign to exploit a system in our simulated labs. So this actually sounds like a lot of fun. So what I'm going to start doing here is going from scratch. This is a very chill study session. So do not expect this to be done in just a couple minutes or whatever, like a lot of walkthroughs that you see. This is me banging my head against the keyboard, trying to do better, learn more. It's a chill study sesh, not a walkthrough to get all the easy points, right? So today is my 65th day of TryHackMe. I'm very excited. It's been a lot of ups and downs because I've got real life that I got to deal with. I got a wife and family and a work, study. So hopefully it's not too noisy in the background. Let me know if it is, and I'll see if I can adjust things. But if this is good, if it's good for you, then it's good for me. All right, initialization sequence complete. Move that to the workspace to the right. I no longer need this. At this point, I should probably just have like a shell script to launch all the things for me. I don't know why I don't. Cool. So go back, run everything as root, because why not? Oh, maybe I should know my password. Had a brain fart. It's always weird when you're typing your password on screen, right? But it's just my VM password, so it doesn't really matter. Cool. And I've been playing with Tmux recently. So we'll maximize that. I like this little Tmux script that they shared with us in the Tmux rooms, because it shows you like the host name that you're working on, along with the date and all that, but also that the VM is connected and what your IP is. Oh, hey, thanks for the follow. I appreciate it. Hopefully you are doing great, healthy and wise and all that. So today I'm going to be working on this free room, Red Team Recon. Learn how to use DNS, advanced searching, Recon-ng, and Maltego to collect information about your target. Cool. I'm going to guess that there's going to be like a lot of reading in this one. So, if you don't mind the chill, hanging out, reading, then neither do I. All right. So I already did the introduction, and they start off with some fun quotes here. Know your enemy, know his sword, wrote Miyamoto Musashi in his book, A Book of Five Rings, a classic guide to strategy. He also wrote, you win battles by knowing the enemy's timing and using a timing which the enemy does not expect. Although this was written when swords and spears won battles, it also applies to cyberspace, where attacks are launched via keyboards and crafted packets. The know you more about your target's infrastructure personnel, the better you can orchestrate your attacks. In a red team operation, you might start with no more than a company name. Cool. Not scary at all. Everything's fine. From which you need to start gathering information about the target. This is where reconnaissance comes into play. Reconnaissance can be defined as a preliminary survey or observation of your target or client without alerting them to your activities. If your recon activities create too much noise, the other party would be alerted, which might decrease the likelihood of your success. So let me make sure that my music volume is at a sufficiently low level for me. It's not going to be on the VOD. It never is. So trying to get beat up by Twitch people. And let's see. All right. Where are we? Okay. The tasks of this room will cover the following topics: types of reconnaissance activities, who is and DNS-based reconnaissance, advanced searching, searching by image, Google hacking, specialized search engines, Recon-ng, Maltego. I think that's how it's said. I don't know. I've never heard anybody say it like for real in real life. Some specific objectives that we'll cover include discovering subdomains related to our target company, gathering publicly available information about a host and IP address, finding email addresses related to the target, discovering login credentials and leaked passwords, locating leaked documents and spreadsheets. Reconnaissance can be broken down into two parts: passive reconnaissance and active reconnaissance, as explained in Task 2. In this room, we'll be focusing on passive reconnaissance, i.e. techniques that don't alert the target or create noise. In later rooms, we'll use active reconnaissance tools that tend to be noisy by nature. Noisy by nature sounds like a really cool band name. Actually, hold on. Let's see. Noisy by nature. Noisy by nature is apparently an ABC Kids listen. All right, that's fine. Cool. So we read it. We're legit. We earned our points. Everybody's happy. Cool. Taxonomy of reconnaissance. Reconnaissance or recon can be classified into two parts: passive and active recon. So I'm gonna pull up my Notepad++ because I need to start taking better notes. Honestly, I'm just not great at it, and I need to do better. Bam. So let's see here. And we will go with Cuckoo. No, I'm not going to save that file. Cool. So passive recon. So I guess we're going to do some of that. Passive recon. And we're probably going to do some active recon. This is by no means, I'm not espousing that this is the best note-taking method at all. It's just what I'm trying on for right now, because some note-taking is better than no note-taking. I'm going to save this before I forget. TryHackMe. I create new folders. And I'm going to call this one Red Team Recon. All right. Cool. All right. Passive recon doesn't require interacting with the target. In other words, you aren't sending any packets or requests to the target or systems your target owns. Instead, passive recon relies on publicly available information that is collected and maintained by a third party. Open source intelligence, or OSINT, is used to collect information about the target and be as simple as viewing a target's publicly available social media profile. Example information that we might collect include domain names, IP address blocks, email addresses, employee names, and job posts. In the upcoming task, we'll see how to query DNS records, expand on the topics from passive reconnaissance room, and introduce advanced tooling to aiding recon. I don't know how to have done this one, so let's go back. Oh, okay. I must have flown by this room by Strategos. Probably did this room too. Yeah. So we're going to keep this one open as a potential reference. Okay, cool. Active recon requires interacting with the target by sending requests and packets and observing if and how it responds. The responses collected, or lack of responses, would enable us to expand on the picture we started developing using our passive recon. For example, or an example of active reconnaissance is using Nmap, scan target subnets and live hosts. Other examples can be found in the active reconnaissance room. Some information that we will want to discover include live hosts, running servers, listening services, and version numbers. Active recon can be classified as external recon, which is conducted outside of the target network and focuses on the externally facing assets accessible from the internet. One example is running Nikto from outside the company network. And internal recon, conducted from within the target company's network. In other words, a pentester or red teamer might be physically located inside the company building, so the call is coming from inside the house. Got it. In this scenario, they may be using exploited hosts on the target's network. An example would be using Nessus to scan the internal network using one of the target's computers. So then you start pivoting. I actually got to do this in one of the previous rooms that we did. I think it was it Res? I don't recall. But that was kind of fun to be able to see that in quote unquote real life. So what else we got here? Got another point. Dope. Task 3, built-in tools. This task focuses on whois, dig, NSLOOKUP, hosts, traceroute, tracer T. So built-in tools. So we'll name it built-in tools because might be important. So whois, dig, NSLOOKUP, host, trace. Whoa, that's not how you spell traceroute at all. Traceroute, tracer T. Cool. Before we start using whois tool, let's look at a whois. Whois is a request and response protocol that follows RFC 3912 specification. A whois server listens on TCP port 43 for incoming requests. The domain registrar is responsible for maintaining the whois record for the domain names it is leasing. Whois will query the whois server to provide all saved records. In the following example, we can see that whois provides us with the registrar whois server, registrar URL, record creation date, record update date, registrant contact info and address unless withheld for privacy, admin contact info and address unless withheld for privacy, tech contact info and address unless withheld for privacy. So cool. Let's go ahead and save this one to our red teaming. And this will save to TryHackMe. Just general information. I like to make as many bookmarks as I can. My goal is to fill my entire hard drive with all bookmark information. So, cool. So lots of good info about whois. All right. So whois thmredteam.com. And then redirect a query to whois.namecheap.com. And here's the registrar information. Registrar whois server, the URL, creation date. Do you see the creation date? Update time, creation date. Cool. That's it next to you. And contact info. Withheld for privacy. Dope. All right. Possible to gain lots of valuable information with only a domain name. After whois lookup, we might get lucky and find names, email addresses, postal addresses, phone numbers, in addition to other technical information. At the end of the Whois query, we find the authoritative name servers for the domain in question. DNS queries can be executed with many different tools found on our system, especially Unix-like systems. One common tool found on Unix-like systems, Windows and Mac OS, is NSLOOKUP. In the following query, we'll see how NSLOOKUP uses the default DNS server to get the A and quad A records related to our domain. So we just skipped right over DNS or dig. Cool. And then there's dig. So NSLOOKUP gave us A and quad A. Another commonly found tool on Unix-like systems is dig, short for Domain Information Groper. I had no idea, but that sounds dirty. Okay. Dig, you're officially canceled. Unless I'm reading it wrong, it's groper, right? Not grouper, like a fish. Okay. Dig provides a lot of querying for options and even allows us to specify different DNS server to use. For example, we can use Cloudflare's DNS server dig at 11111 TryHackMe.com. Cool. So gid. Fun times. All right. Pen tester terminal. All right. Cafe. So subdomain, actual domain name, top level domain. Using this one, I guess. Similar to this, except backwards. So I guess it doesn't matter. Cool. Host. Host is another useful alternative for querying DNS servers for DNS records. Consider the following example. Host does more DNS server query for DNS records. Gives it in a nice and neat fashion. Fantastic. The final tool that ships with the Unix-like system is traceroute. And on Windows, Tracer T. As the name indicates, it traces the route taken by the packets from our system to the target host. The console output below shows the tracer route provided us with the routers, hops, connecting to the target system. It's worth stressing that some routers don't respond to the packets sent by traceroute, and as a result, we don't see the IP addresses, and instead they use a blip 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 instead. Cool. In summary, we can always rely on Whois to query Whois database. Cool. That seems like a baddie, like the one we care about. And it's lookup, dig, or host to query DNS servers. And it's lookup, DNS, or excuse me, NS lookup, dig, and host. Cool. And then moreover, we can rely on traceroute on Linux and Mac OS systems and Tracer T on the MS Windows system. I always get a giggle out of the Tracer T thing. I'm sure you've all seen it by now. Everybody has. But basically, it's a kid talking about how many people are on Google at a time or whatever. So, to discover the hops between our system and target host. Dope. When was thmredteam.com registered? Okay, cool. We just steal it from, you know what? Let's do the commands. Why don't we do that? So we could find out when the record creation date was done by using the whois command. So let's do that. Who is TechH? So then we can choose whois and an object. So let's try whois thmredteam.com. See if that works or if I have to do other things. Whoa. Okay. So it's a busy, but it looks like it was done by Namecheap. Contact email, Namecheap, cool. It was registered, it was created this time and date. So they want month, year. So that should be enough. Hey, how you doing? Are you having a good day? The aviator Aaron. Looks like we got the right answer. Fantastic. Who is? You're awesome. Who's awesome? Who is awesome. All right. I don't know. I guess it didn't work. To how many IP4 v4 addresses does clinic.thmredteam.com resolve? So we can do DNS resolution with NS lookup, dig, and host. Let's try host. Host, and then clinic. Let's see if that gives us something or if we have to use another one. We have 2 addresses so far, and then we have some IPv6. Dope. Are you having a good one there, Avatar, Aaron? Are you doing some red team recon yourself right now? Let's see. To how many IPv6 addresses did it resolve? And we got that already. Same command, host did it for us. Cool. So we're whoop, more correct answers. All right. Let's see. What else do we need? I'm gonna see about moving my little. Actually, we'll leave it as is. All right. Ooh, lots of stuff here. Advanced searching. All right. So, do I need to write any more information here with the built-in tools? It looks like I do not. See if I want to write some advanced searching. Notes down. Being able to use a search engine efficiently is a crucial skill. Yeah, man. Google's my buddy. All right. So the following table shows some popular search modifiers that work with many popular search engines. So put quotes around your search phrase, and find the exact search phrase that you're doing. OSINT file type :PDF. Find files of the type PDF related to the certain term. Salary, site, blog, whatever limits it to the specific site. Minus sign or dash site will give us will exclude stuff. So I do this all the time when I am trying to like research information to do some of these TryHackMe rooms, and I don't really want to get a walkthrough. I don't want to stumble upon somebody's write up. I will do dash site in order to get that information. Hopefully, get the information I'm looking for without like spoiling it for myself. So TryHackMe is definitely all about learning, but if I can like, oh no, sadly Google is nobody's buddy, but not my Alexa, my friendly Google Assistant though. They tell me the time whenever I need. Hey man, they just got to get paid too. I guess it's fine. All right. What else did I miss? All right. So in title, so find pages with a specific term in the page title, and then in URL to find stuff in the specific URL. So that's where we're gonna like look for text files or configuration files, stuff like that. All right. So in addition to PDF, and other file types to consider are doc, docx, PowerPoint, PowerPoint X, Excel. Dope. Each search engine might have a slightly varied set of rules and syntax. To learn about specific syntax, go and read the manual. Got it. Let's see. What's this one do? Refine search thingies. Cool. Actually, why not? If they took the time for me to write it down in here, I'm going to take the time to bookmark it because I'm going to fill my entire hard drive with bookmarks. Cats, dogs, no dogs. That's unfortunate. All right. What else? Bing. Oh, well, do you use Bing? Any of you use Bing? It's not like I will avoid Bing. I just don't happen upon it, I guess, in my day-to-day. But I did have good success with like Bing search engine when I wanted cached items in the past. So I recommend you check it out. Do I really need? Yeah, right. Why not? It's already there. It's done. All right. God no, you don't use Bing. You might need to. You might be able to get good cached files or whatever off of it sometime. So I think they give you points. They pay you to use their thing. I don't know. I haven't done it yet, but I hear that's a thing. Excuse me. Uh, Looks like I've been talking for about 25 minutes. I just need to take a quick water break. I am here. It's me, Dio. Pardon me. I get a little parched and I need to hydrate every once in a while. All right. Cool. So we got our search engines. What do search engines do? Search engines crawl the World Wide Web day and night to index new web pages and files. Sometimes this can lead to indexing confidential information. Ooh. Examples of confidential information include documents for internal company use, confidential spreadsheets with usernames, email addresses, and even passwords, files containing usernames, sensitive directories, service version numbers, some of which might be vulnerable or unpatched, and error messages. Combining advanced Google searches with specific terms, documents containing sensitive information, or vulnerable web servers can be found. Websites such as the Google Hacking database, which everybody should check out sometime. Oop. I'm sure I have it bookmarked elsewhere. It's just a different specific URL. Collect such search terms and are publicly available. Let's take a look at some of the GHDB queries to see if our client has any confidential information exposed via search engine. GHDB contains queries under the following categories. All right, what's this here? Kraken gives such a big headache when using a seam. All right. Security. Ooh, why am I missing the word? Security integration something module? Bing adult content filter flags anything rated above 11-year-olds content. Mm. I I haven't I have not experimented with that. Maybe I should. Maybe I should go check that out. All right. So footholds. Consider this 6364 as it uses a query in title index of nginx.log to discover logs that might reveal server misconfigurations that can be exploited. Cool. So that's a good foothold. Security information and event management. Yeah, you beat me to it. Yeah, absolutely. Like Slack, Elastic Stack, all that good stuff. Yeah, you get used to just so many acronyms, and like sometimes your brain, especially when it's nearly bedtime for you, it just evades you. I don't know. Or do you have terrible dreams of acronyms at night? All right. So we got footholds. Files containing usernames. So 7047 uses search term and title index of contacts.txt. Leak that juicy information. Nice. I just went to Alien Vault for the first time, um, but I think they used to have like a free version, but maybe no longer. But I'm very curious about what they got. Kind of enjoy the suck. All right, yeah. Live the dream, as they say. All right. Uh, Sensitive directories. For example, consider 6768, which uses the search term in URL search server.key. All right. find out if a private RSA key is exposed, web server detection, see if a server is running, vulnerable files, anything that says PHP. Vulnerable servers. Oh god. For instance, to discover SolarWinds Orion web consoles and error messages. Plenty of useful information can be extracted from error messages. One example is 5963, which uses a query entitled index of errors log. You might need to adapt these Google queries to fit your needs, as the queries will return results from all web servers that fit the criteria and were indexed. To avoid legal issues, it is best to refrain from accessing any files outside the scope of your legal agreement. So don't get in trouble. Don't hack things that you're not supposed to hack. Be an ethical person and all the rest of that. So don't get in trouble. Please don't break laws. Pay attention. Be a good person. Make good choices. Hydrate. You know. So you might need to adapt these queries. We did that. We recommend you join the Google Dorking Room. Did not do that already? Maybe not. Google Dorking Room. Let's go. All right. I did do it. Put another one there. Google Dorking. All right. Social media. Social media websites have become very popular for not only personal use, but also for corporate use. Uh, so I don't get to do any technical stuff. My whole life is PowerPoints at this time. So I'm trying to keep my skills sharp, maybe improve them, and maybe one day I'll get to be a real boy. So, uh, but yeah, I used to do a lot of looking at logs and stuff like that. So I get it. I once, uh, yeah, good times. All right. So, what about you? Have you been in the field for a long time? Are you a security savant, or are you a lifelong student? All right. So, social media websites make it easy to collect names of given companies. Cool. Oh yeah. So, big fan of the social media thing. Um, LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Death by PowerPoint. Yes, yes, indeed. So you have lived the life. I can tell. I hear the salt across the screen. Yeah, this the salt is emanating off of your text. So I feel you. But everything is good. Good salt, not bad salt. Security architect, similar. I was also a security architect, technically. Linux, or Nix in general. So I know very little about Windows, and I'm a bad Windows person. I do like PowerShell. PowerShell's cool. It has aliases that let me do like things like I'm used to in Linux, which is nice. Are you a Windows security architect or a Linux or Nix rather, or something else? All right. So let's see. Posts from technical staff might reveal details about a company's systems and vendors. For example, a network engineer who was recently issued Juniper certifications may allude to Juniper networking infrastructure being used at their employer's environment. So the answer to this is just get every certification, learn all the things, and then that way, when the time comes and people are doing recon on you, they don't know what to expect. They just you just do, you're jack of all trades. You're a rock star security architect, and you get all the jobs. All right. Job ads. Job advertisements can also tell you a lot about a company. In addition for revealing names and email addresses, job posts for technical positions could give insight into the target company's systems and infrastructure. The popular job posts might vary from one country to another. Make sure to check job listing sites in other countries where your client would post their ads. Moreover, it is always worth checking their website for any job openings to see if this can leak any information and I love to troll on like LinkedIn, Glassdoor, all the rest of that stuff. So that way I can like see what people are doing. Like, because I want to shape my career in such a way that I'm happy, right? And I don't want to just float along. And so I see something that other people are doing, and I kind of want to emulate that so that way I can be better, so I can learn the things I need to learn, or I can like look for jobs that I'm looking for, or look for jobs that are interesting. So more of the MSSP side of things, anything to keep the customer asleep at night. I hear you. Absolutely. You're right on the money. All right, so questions. How would you search using Google for XLS index for this clinic? All right. So how would I do it? I would type site first. In URL and site, what do we got here? So let's go with, see if I can grab all of this. Boop. Not quite, not quite. Oop. Yes, don't let sleeping dogs lie, as they say, right? Yeah, I think that counts for customers. All right. So we wanted an XLS. So we would use their example because they're very finicky on like how you type in answers here. So we'll just copy, replace things. So instead of OSINT, we're going to use this clinic dot whatever. And file type PDF. We don't want PDF, we want XLS. Let's make sure that looks kind of right. That looks right, right? Oh, can I do site? Will I do it? Site, file type XLS. Search a site for Google. Site, that is correct. File type, that is correct. What else do I need? I don't need a splat, do I? Yeah, if they're awake, then I'm awake. So they set it up with colon. Is that a period? Period. So let's see what their hint says. Provide the answer alphabetical order, file type in URL. Then say file type in URL, in title in URL. Okay. So file type is what they want first. Okay. And in URL. So what is the in URL that they used? This one right here. Or in title. I wonder if the in. I'm gonna write both these down. In title, in URL, PHP. All right, we'll go with this one, in title. So first one, we build it over here. So in title, XLS. They wanted site. Oh man. Okay. Provide the answer in alphabetical order. File type. Okay, so file type right here. File type XLS. In title. In URL. So in URL. What was in the URL? Search the word blah. No, I don't want in URL, not really. and then site. Oh, hey. Appreciate you for the follow. It sounds scared the crap out of me. That'll keep me awake. All right. Cool. Thanks for the follow. I appreciate it. Genuinely. All right. So they want file type XLS. That looks correct. They probably want in URL here. In URL. Are they going to want, I don't know, TryHackMe? No, it's not. It's not the TryHackMe site. Clinic. Clinic's in there. Okay. Then they're gonna want the in title. They're not gonna need this. And then site. So site will get rid of clinic. And we'll see if that works. Bah, not quite sure. Try it like that. All right. So this is the tricky part. We got to take a better look at how many little things they got in here. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, colon. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, that's perfect. XLS, great. So then in URL, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's going to be 6 letters. Clinic 6 letters. So I think that this is correct. And then, well, maybe not, because they're looking for another colon here. So this is a dot. So maybe they're looking for the whole site. Oh, okay. No, the site is over here. Oh, this is the worst part. Stream, TryHackMe, hack a box. Well, oh, awesome. I'll go ahead and give you a follow, man. Let's see. Am I already following you? Could that possibly be the case? Let's go to your page here, if you don't mind. Yeah, hey, we're also cybersecurity enthusiasts. Boom. I will also follow. My page might be a little wonky right now. That's okay. Appreciate it. Definitely look forward to seeing some of your content. I'll probably be lurking mostly, but I hope that you don't mind. We're getting to the boring part where I have to struggle through things. So this is the file type, XLS. I got that. It does look like they want the site now, I think. Oh, awesome. Yeah, no worries. Clinic. Clinic has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So they do want site, clinic, and file type. They don't want a URL. All right. All right. I think we got it. There we go. Oh, I mean, I'm not doing anything either, man. I'm literally just here, like, squinting at the screen, looking at these little asterisks, trying to get to the right, answer for this thing. So, the I'm just looking to connect with other folks that are interested in this stuff and like to study and want to get better, So, all right. So we're gonna look for files with the word passwords. All right, for this thing. So now we're looking for files. Let's see if we can get in URL. Passwords. And then site. Okay, so maybe just passwords and site to get us to this thing. Passwords, site, and see if that works for us. All right. So this was what, task 4? Cool. Totally understand. I only stream to keep myself motivated. Actually, man, you are speaking to the choir right here, man. I've decided that Monday is going to be my Cyber Monday, and I'm going to be streaming every Monday from 8 o'clock to not exactly sure whenever I feel like. So, when do you stream? When do you stream your stuff? Yeah, keeping a schedule I think is important. That's what I'm trying. Note that the Wayback Machine can have. Okay, cool. So I didn't save this. You know what? The Wayback Machine is actually pretty cool. Have you ever used it? So back in the day, I had a website, and it was HTTP geo no geo www.geocities.com Tokyo Tea House 1520. Oof. I think it's gone. All right, so let's see if the snapshot still exists. Oh, no, it's gone. Let's see about animefreak.web.com. All right. Animefreak.web.com was another site that I created. Well, it was not another site. It was the same site, but it just used a like a way to do the URL. And this is what I did. This is my baby web page. It's like one of my original versions of it, back in March of 2000. Let's see. Totally understand. I only stream to keep myself motivated. Got it. Figure if I stream, I'll stay dedicated. Gonna start doing it in the morning, probably like 4 a.m. to 8 a.m. That's a great time. Absolutely. Ignore the Nightbot. I haven't updated it in a very, very long time, so I'll have to fix that at some point. Yeah, this is my year 2000 webpage. Oh my gosh, memories. All right, so let's get out of here. Oh boy. All right, memories. All right. Yeah, a few floating out around there. Yeah. Yeah, I feel you, man. Probably not a great time for a stream. I mean, the internet is worldwide. I mean, you'll probably get a lot of people from a different time zone from you, whatever their peak time is. So think 4 a.m. your time is 12 p.m. somebody else's time, And they're on their lunch break and they just want to chill while you read all of the TryHackMe stuff. So I don't know. Oh yeah, I'm just here to chill and study, so get through these tasks. All right, let's see what this one here says. This one is Whois and DNS related specialized search engines. Beyond the standard Whois and DNS query tools that we covered in Task 3, there are third parties that offer paid services for historical Whois data. One example is Whois History, which provides a history of Whois data and can come in handy if the domain registrant didn't use Whois privacy when they registered the domain. Oh man, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. I'm just I'm just a fellow traveler, fellow security enthusiast. All right, so um, this is just one way for me to try and connect to people. COVID's been a long, hard journey, bro. So, all right, so there are a handful of websites that offer advanced DNS services. Cool, we did that. VDNS.info, Threat Intelligence Platform. ViewDNS.info offers reverse IP lookup initially. Each web server would use one or more IP addresses. However, today it is common to come across shared hosting servers. With shared hosting, one IP address is shared among many different web servers with different domain names. With reverse IP lookup, starting from a domain name or an IP address, you can find the other domain names using a specific IP address. So, in the figure below, we use reverse IP lookup to find other servers sharing the same IP used by Cafe, THMRedTeam.com. Therefore, it is important to note that knowing the IP address does not necessarily mean that it's going to lead to a single website. Good to know. Let's go to this webpage. Oof. All right, they got a lot of stuff here. Oh, let's bring it back up. All right, so reverse IP lookup. We'll do, what is it, THMRedTeam.com. Stick with it. It is a great field. Thanks. I will do just that. Sorry, we cannot find the IP address for the domain. Maybe one doesn't exist. Maybe this is a fake registration. Let's find out. All right, there we go. Oh boy. The reverse IP result is this, and lots of web pages are in there. So, Helgo land trip. Oh, geez. Be careful what you look for. There's a reason my site, my Twitch stream is mature, because I never know what's going to pop up on these internet things, man. So, this is definitely something I'm going to save in my little red teaming folder. All right, let's go back. Cool. And then the threat intelligence platform. Build your threat intelligence platform with our APIs. All right, cool. We'll save that. Let's try a different domain. Enter domain name or so criticalfun.com. Created, updated. NL. Whoa. Binnestad? Where is Binnestad? Des Moines, Sweetwater, Ashburn. All right. So I guess this place has been all over. Good to know. All right. Threat intelligence platform requires you to provide a domain name or an IP address, which will launch a series of tests from malware checks to Whois and DNS queries. Ooh, that's dope. The Whois and DNS results are similar to the results we would get with Whois and Dig, but Threat Intelligence Platform presents them in a more readable and visually appealing way. I do work for a lot of hospitals, doctors searching for general diseases pop up all the time. Oof. And have to reread. Seen some gross stuff, man. Yeah. When you say, like, you could probably say, like, I have seen some stuff, I bet. So, I don't envy you, but I do appreciate you because, somebody's got to do it. Absolutely. All right, cool. So what else we see? On the other hand, when we search for Cafe Red Team, we also get a list of other domains with the same IP address. Specialized search engine census. Census search can provide a lot of information about IP addresses and domains. Cool. One more thing to add to my little red teaming bookmark folder. And census search can provide a lot of information. As an example, we can look up one of the IP addresses that the caferedteam.com resolves to. We can easily infer that the IP address would be looked up belong to Cloudflare. We can see information related to ports 80 and 40 or 443, among others. However, it's clear that this IP address is used to server websites. To serve probably. To serve websites other than other than the Cafe Red Team. In other words, this IP address belongs to a company other than our client, Organic Cafe. Hello, Organic Cafe. I'll add this to my TryHackMe folder. All right. It's critical to make this distinction so we don't probe systems outside of the scope of our contract. That's super important. We do not want to go to jail. Going to jail is not where we want to be. I hear they have great food, but, I don't want to try it for myself. So, let's see. Next. Shodan. You might remember using Shodan in the passive reconnaissance room. Yes, we did. And we'll demonstrate how to use Shodan from the command line. Ooh. I'm going to use Shodan from the command line. To use Shodan from the command line properly, you need to create an account with Shodan and configure the Shodan to use your API key using the command Shodan blah. Cool. You can use different filters depending on a type of Shodan account. To learn more about what you can do with Shodan, we suggest you check out the Shodan CLI. Ooh, I think that's going to actually be on one of the next. Dope. I like this. Put this in red teaming. All right. Okay. Where were we? You can use different filters depending on your type of Shodan account. So I don't have a rich person account, so probably less than what other people get. Let's demonstrate a simple example of looking up information about the IP address we get from nslookup cafe.thmredteam.com using Shodan host IP. So you do that. Shodan host, San Francisco, Cloudflare, gives you all kinds of ports. 80, 443, 2086, 87, and 8080. So what is the one we get for internet-facing IP address? So that looks like Shodan host Reno. Is that it? No, that's not it at all. Let's go back to our command line interface page. We're going to do some reading. IP address. This returns your internet-facing IP address, Shodan my IP. Oh, your internet-facing. Okay, my IP. Enjoy bedtime. I look forward to seeing your streams, and if not, your VODs. So take care. Thanks for stopping by and appreciate the follow. Absolutely. This is cool though. I'm definitely gonna have to check out the Shodan thing. I'm almost done with these tasks, and that's gonna be great. We're coming up on an hour now, so let's try to knock this out. Recon-ng is a framework to help automate the OSINT work, and it looks like they took us to a GitHub page. Cool. I like to save all these things that I find, and then I find the person who did the thing, and I follow them because they did something good. How's this person who's done Recon-ng only have 427 people that are interested in like the repository, right? I feel like this is something that you're gonna want. Look at all this other cool stuff they're involved in. Holy crap! Yeah, this is why you got to do research. Got to keep following people, keep learning, try to stay in the community. All right, so we did that. Uses modules from various authors, provides a multitude of functionality. Some modules require keys to work, and the keys allow the module to query the related online APIs. And this task will demonstrate using the Recon-ng in the terminal. From a penetration testing and red team point of view, Recon-ng can be used to find various bits and pieces of information that can aid in an operation or OSINT task. All the data collected is automatically saved in a database related to your workspace. Cool. I like that. I like it in my MSF console, and I like it in this. For instance, you might discover host addresses to later port scan or collect contact email addresses for phishing attacks. You can start Recon-ng by running the command Recon-ng. Starting Recon-ng will give you the prompt, like so. At this stage, you need to select the install module you want to use. However, if it's the first time you're running Recon-ng, you will need to install the modules you need. In this task, we will follow the following workflow. Create a workspace for your project. Dope. Insert starting information into a database, search the marketplace for a module, and learn about it before installing. Key, okay. Install the installed, list the installed modules and load one, and run the loaded module. So, cool. Let's get to work then, yeah? So I got this here. I'm gonna clear this out. Gonna put my thinking hat on and create the workspace. So first let's do Recon-ng. Make sure we got our Recon-ng installed here. Recon-ng, blackhillsinfosec.com. Dope, I want to go check that out because they sponsored this beautiful thing. Practice sec. Again, thank you very much, Tim Tomes, Landmaster53, for your contribution to the security field and for helping to be a part of my leveling up process. So, okay, so we've done that. It's the first time we're running it. Let's do workspaces, create workspace name. We're going to create THM red team because that's the, what am I doing? Workspace, create THM red team. Am I spelling things wrong? Workspaces. Ha! Can you auto? Look at that. I'm going to delete this so you can see this beautiful thing in action. Workspaces, autocomplete. All right, we like that. THM red team. So autocomplete when you can. Beautiful. Looks like it has changed from my default workspace to the THM red team workspace that we just created. And so if we wanted to start with it, we would just Recon-ng tac w workspace name if we want to load up automatically. Let's see if I think that's if let's go ahead and exit and we'll try it out. Exit. Recon-ng tac w and then THM red team. Let's see if it does what we told it to do. Beautiful. All right, so now we've done that. In Reconnaissance, you're starting with one piece of information and transforming it into new pieces of information. For instance, you might start your research with a company name and use that to discover the domain names, contacts, and profiles. Then you would use the new information you obtained to transform it further and learn more about your target. Let's consider the case where we know the target's domain name. Cool. We'd like to feed it into the Recon-ng database related to the active workspace. If we want to check the names of the tables in a database, we can do db schema. Tab complete. Ooh, look at that. All kinds of stuff. Let's see if we can see the top here. Location, domains, companies, net blocks, location, vulnerabilities, ports, hosts, credentials, leaks. Oh, geez. Okay, push bins, profiles, repositories. So it looks like all kinds of stuff that we can learn about our target. I'm gonna have to do this on myself. I'm sure there's gonna, like, I can fill every single thing here with the amount of data I put out there in the world. So we'll see. All right, so let's consider the case. We did that. We did db schema. We want to insert the domain name into this thing. So we do db insert domains. All right. Cool. Text. THM red team .com. All right. No notes. Press enter a couple times and it works just fine. We have a domain name, so the next logical step would be search for a module that transforms domains into other types of information. Assuming we are starting with a fresh installation of Recon-ng, we need to search for suitable modules from the workplace or marketplace. Before you install modules using the marketplace, there are useful commands related to marketplace usage. So we can search a keyword. So market search and we'll domain. Poof, lots of stuff. Marketplace info and module. If we had one in question that we're interested in, what do we want to do? Something with domains, hosts, companies. Who is? That'd be cool. All right. We're gonna search for domains, marketplace search, and then domains, which we did. And we got a bunch of them. We notice many subcategories under the recon, such as domains, company, domains, contacts, domains, hosts. These are all recon ones. Cool. This naming tells us what kind of new information we can get from the transformation. For instance, domain host. We'll be able to find host related to the provided domain. Some modules like who is requires a key, and we can tell that because it tells us so right there. That the asterisk. This requirement indicates that the module is not usable unless we have a key to use to the related service. Other modules have dependencies indicated by the asterisks in the D column. Dependencies show that the third-party Python libraries might be necessary to use the related module. So let's say you are interested in Recon Domains host Google Site Web. To learn more about any particular module, you can use the command marketplace info module. And this is an essential command that explains what the module does. So we wanted to use info module Google Site Web. All right. So what to tell us? Google Site Web harvest hosts from google.com using the site search operator, updates the host table with the results. All right. So module search lists all the installed modules. So modules search. Modules load. So we need to install. So marketplace install Google. Unfortunately, the tab input does not work there. But module installed. Now let's do that module search again. All right, looks like we have one installed. Everything's good. So now that we've done that, module search did that. Module load, and then Google, maybe Recon. All right. We did that. To run it, we need to set the required options list. Source default required. So in the previous step, we've installed it, we loaded it. We already added domain to the database, so when the modules run, it will read that value from the database, get information added to the database in return. The command and the results are shown. So run. Searching Google for THM Red Team. Perfect. So found a bunch of stuff, and it's telling me that it's not finding new subdomains on the current page. So I'm going to move on. This module has queried Google and discovered two hosts, cafe.thm.redteam.com and clinic.thm.redteam.com. It is possible that by the time you run these steps, new hosts will also appear. Cool. CAPTCHA triggered. Oh man, all right, Google got mad at me. Good to know. Some modules cannot be used without a key. Cool. We've already talked about that. So let's see, keys list. We want to add a key. We can remove a key. Once you have set, have the set of modules installed, you can proceed to load, run them. Module load. Control C to unload the module. Info. Control C. I did that. Info. I probably need to have that. So what we say it was? Workspaces. Info. No, that's not right. Modules info. Recon? No. Oh no. All right, this is what happens when I try to do things from memory. So let's do marketplace module search. Did that. We can do modules load recon. And we Control C to back out. Or we can type info to read information about it. All right. Did a bunch of stuff. Options list. See what options are required. Option set name, name value, which will be source. We're using the default. All right, and run. Oh, looks like they have a demo, but we don't need the demo because we just did it ourselves. Use Recon-ng to repeat the steps that we've carried out during that thing. How do you start Recon-ng with the workplace that thing? So we said this is task 6. Recon tech ng, and then I believe it is tech w with clinic red team. Okay. Correct. We got the answer. Fantastic. How many modules with the name VirusTotal exist? So let's go ahead and back out of this one. Let's do modules search, and then they taught us to do virus total. Virus total. No modules found. All right, let's see if 0 is the answer. Am I searching incorrectly? Oh, that's why. Marketplace. Marketplace. Search. Marketplace. Search. And then we want to do VirusTotal. Oh, great. And then came back with 2. So let's go ahead with that. Marketplace. Search VirusTotal. All right. There is a single module under host domain. What is the name? The one with the host name is this. Hosts domains. Sure. Hosts domains. Migrate hosts. Okay. And then census email address is a module that retrieves email addresses with the TLS certificates of a company. Who is the author? So let's see, marketplace search census email. And let's see if we can do info. Dope. All right. And it looks like census email address, author, census team. All right. Appreciate it. I think we got it all right. So what commands did we do? Oh, looks like I got myself a message. What happened? All right. So where were we? Cool. So we went to look for the migrate host thing, right? So marketplace search was what we did. And then we did marketplace info census email address. Dope. Fantastic. We are making progress. All right, task 7. We have pretty pictures. Dope. Maltego is an application that blends mind mapping with OSINT. In general, it would start with the domain name, company name, person's name, email address, etc. Throw that under our red teaming folder. Information collected in Maltego can be used for later stages. For instance, company information, contact names, email address collected can be used to create a very legitimate looking phishing email. Yeah, all right, good times. Think of each block on a Maltego graph as an entity. An entity can add values to describe it. In Maltego's terminology, a transform is a piece of code that would query an API to retrieve information related to a specific entity. The logic is shown in the figure below. Information related to an entity goes via a transform to return 0 or more entities. I would imagine preferably more. Well, I mean, I guess it depends on the situation, right? It is crucial to mention that some of the transform available in Maltego might actively connect to the target system. Therefore, it is better to know how the transform works before using it if you want to limit yourself to passive reconnaissance. Every transform might lead to several new values. For instance, we start with the DNS name, thmen.team. You know what I mean. Expect to get new kinds of entities based on the transform we use. For example, 2 IP address is expected to print IP address next. One way to achieve this is to right-click on the DNS name and choose the standard transformations, result to IP, to IP address, DNS. After executing this transform, we can get one or more IP addresses as shown below. Then we can choose to apply another transform for one of the IP address. Consider the following transformation: DNS from IP to DNS name from passive DNS, robtext. The transform will populate our graph with new DNS names. With a couple of clicks, you get a location of the IP address and so on. The result might be similar to the image below. The 2 above examples should give you an idea of the workflow using Maltego. You can observe that all the work is based on transforms, and Maltego will help you keep your graph organized. You would get the same result by querying the different online websites and databases. However, Maltego helps you get all of the information you need with just a few clicks. We experimented with Whois, NANIS lookup in the previous task. You get plenty of information from names and email addresses to IP addresses. The result of Whois and NANIS lookup are shown visually in the following Maltego graph. Interestingly, Maltego transforms were able to extract and arrange the information returned from the Whois database. Although the returned email addresses are not helpful due to privacy protection, it is worth seeing how Maltego can extract such information and how it's presented. Okay, now we have learned how Maltego's power stems from the transformations. The only logical thing is to make Maltego more powerful by adding new transformations. Transforms are usually grouped into different categories based on data type, pricing, and target audience. Although many transforms can be used using Maltego Community Edition and free transforms, other transforms require a paid subscription. The screenshot is shown below to give a clearer idea. Okay, so what do I got here? Pricing, bring your own key, free. Red team, pen testers, useful for teams. Okay. Oh God, why do they have It's useful for cybercrime. Oh my god. All right. Using Maltego requires activation, even if you opt for Maltego Community Edition. Therefore, the following questions can be answered by visiting Maltego Transform Hub or by installing and activating Maltego's CE on your own system, not on the attack box. What is the name of the transform that queries NIST National Vulnerability Database? Let's see. I'm gonna take a guess. Is it NIST NVD? All right. That was stupid, but whatever. How did I know? Because of the way they asked the question, right? NIST NVD is NIST National Vulnerability Database. All right. It's a good guess. Let's see if I can repeat that. What is the name of the project that offers a transform based on attack? Looks like MISP project. So let's see if that's correct. MISP project. Dope. And we got that by looking at it right there. So no need for me to set up a whole Maltego thingy right this second. But I will definitely do it on my own. I'm not sure what like keys and stuff will get exposed if I did it online, live. So I'm going to save myself that headache for now. All right. In summary, Sun Tzu once said, "If you know the enemy and know yourself, you need not fear the result of 100 battles. If you know yourself but not the enemy, for every victory gained, you also suffer a defeat. If you know neither your enemy nor yourself, you will succumb in every battle." Fast forward to the cyber warfare era. In addition to knowing our red team skill set and capabilities, we need to gain as much information about the target as possible. The terrain is constantly evolving, and new ways to collect data are becoming possible. We have reviewed essential built-in tools such as WhoIsDig and TracerT. Moreover, we explored the power of search engines to aid in our passive reconnaissance activities. Finally, we demonstrated two tools, Recon-ng and Maltego, that allow us to collect information from various sources and present them in one place. The purpose is to expand our knowledge about the target and collect the various information that can be leveraged in subsequent attack phases. For instance, hosts that are discovered can be scanned and probed for vulnerabilities, while contact information and email addresses can be used to launch phishing campaigns. Efficiently, in brief, whatever. The more information we gather about the target, the more we can refine our attacks and increase our chances of success. We've completed it. Thank you very much, Strategos, for the brilliant room. Good one. See what else they've created. Oh, all kinds of beautiful stuff. What is this? Look at this. We're gonna be doing all these rooms, folks. I'm gonna do a Strategos like only series of videos. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Thank you for hanging out with me. I appreciate your time, and thank you for visiting me on this Cyber Monday. Cyber Monday is every Monday until I stop doing this, I guess. So join me next time, 8 p.m. Monday, and we'll do another room.